Hi all. Today we'll do the second type of reaction turbine, that is your Kaplan turbine. So the characteristics of Kaplan turbine, it also is a reaction turbine. A reaction turbine, in reaction turbine, the energy at inlet has both kinetic as well as pressure energy, like your Francis turbine. Now here the flow is axial flow. That means the flow happens along the runner, along the axis of the runner. Okay, and it's a low head turbine. Okay, it does not require a high head. The range is between 2 to 25 meters. Okay, so with a very small head itself, it can work well. But instead of head, it requires a high flow rate, that is minimum 70 to 800 meter cube per second. So this turbine is classified as a low head, high discharge turbine. Now the parts of the Kaplan turbine are a scroll casing, guide vane mechanism, runner or hub or boss. The hub or boss is a typical name if I use the Kaplan turbine with vanes and the draft tube. You can see it is almost similar to your Francis turbine. If a Francis turbine also has a casing, a guide mechanism, then the runner and your draft tube. Now there's slight differences between the both, which we'll be seeing here through the diagram. Now here, in case of my Kaplan turbine, the water comes from the penstock, it enters my casing. A scroll casing is a special type of spiral casing where there is a reduction in your cross-sectional area. So this area is getting reduced. So that's why this is called a scroll casing. In Francis, it was called a spiral casing. And through here, it enters the guide vane. Now, till this, the process is almost the same. Now, after this, what is happening? The turbine is below. So, from the guide vane, it flows down. So, from the guide vane, it flows down, and this is where my turbine is there, and this is where it touches the blades or the vanes of the turbine. So, unlike my Francis turbine, in my Francis turbine, my turbine was located right here. So from the guide vanes, it is entering radially and flowing out axially. Whereas here, my Kaplan turbine is placed at a lower height. So from the guide vanes, it comes down and then you have the flow of water. Remember here also, the guide vanes are adjustable. It can be closed and opened according to the velocity, according to the flow coming towards your turbine. And finally, from your Kaplan turbine, it goes through your draft tube. Your draft tube is nothing but an increasing area tube, a pipe, which connects your runner to your tail race. And increasing area is given so that pressure is being, your velocity is reducing and you are converting the velocity to your pressure. And here, if you see, this part is called as a boss. Okay, hub or boss is a typical name given to your Kaplan turbine. And here also your shaft is vertical shaft, okay, vertical axis shaft. Now this is another typical. Now these blades can be adjustable, okay, it can be rotated along along the runner of the turbine. So that's why it's called as a Kaplan turbine. If it is not rotated, if you cannot rotate this blade or vane, it is called as a propeller type turbine. The propeller type was initial, the future what to say research work, they made it adjustable, and the one which is adjustable, it is called as a Kaplan turbine. So the adjusting factors, because depending on the head, as I told you earlier, the head is not always the same, you have varying head. So that's the reason, based on the varying head, I can change the angle of my turbine, sorry, not my turbine, the angle of my blades or vanes which is attached to the runner. Okay, and typically the runner is called as hub or boss. Now in your exams, this is a typical diagram you are supposed to be drawing for a Kaplan turbine. You have your guide vanes, you can see it is quite a distance, and from here it reaches your turbine. Now this internal diameter is called as the diameter of the boss, and this outer diameter is called as the diameter of your outer surface of the boss, along with the vanes. With the boss or hub along with the vanes, it is called as your outer diameter. Okay, and so this is my typical diagram. Now here the velocity triangle looks the same as my Francis turbine. At inlet, you have V1, U1. Based on varying V1, U1, we have the relative velocity. Okay, VF1, VW1, etc. And at the outlet, you have again, remember, it is passing straight, radially outward. Radially outward. When I say radially outward, I am meaning with respect to the vane, it is going radially outward. So my beta angle is again 0. And that's why your V2 is equal to VF2. And we have no component of VW2 coming into picture. So alpha is your guide blade angle. Okay, guide blade angle. Then your theta and phi are the vane angles and inlet and outlet. And here I told you the water is coming radially outward from the vane. Your beta is equal to 0, VW2 is equal to 0. Now there are certain changes with respect to your Francis turbine. Now here U1 is equal to U2 is equal to pi DO, that is the outer diameter, N by 60. Whereas in case of my Francis turbine, it was a radially curved vane. Your U1 and U2 were different. Whereas here, U1, U2 both are same. Pi, diameter, outer diameter, N is the speed of the runner, divided by 60. Runner or boss or hub. Okay, by 60. And the velocity of flow at inlet is equal to the velocity of flow at outlet. Remember, now here the flow is straight down. The absolute velocity V1 and V2 are different, but the component of velocity along your vertical direction are same. Okay, so your absolute velocities are different, V1 and V2, but your this is same. Your vertical velocity remains the same. So these are the two changes. These are the two changes which is there in your Kaplan turbine. Now my formula for work done is the same as that of my Francis turbine. Only slight changes here in your work done. You had rho A V1 VW1 into U1. Whereas here, since U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U, I can replace it with U. Okay, even U1 is right, but U is more appropriate because it's both are equal. And here also work done per second per unit weight of fluid striking per second. Here also, instead of your U1, I'm replacing it with U because both the velocity of blade or vane are same. Now coming to the hydraulic efficiency, again, it's the same as your Francis turbine, not a difference. The only difference here comes in, again I told you, your U, it is not U1, it is U because both inlet and outlet, it is the same value. Okay, so here hydraulic efficiency, again we are talking in terms of power only. Okay, your Francis and your Kaplan turbine, we are calculating hydraulic efficiency with respect to your water power and runner power. And if you get it, if you simplify it, we get it as VW1 UGH. Your VW1 is a velocity of whirl at inlet, U is a velocity of the blade, G acceleration due to gravity, and H is the net head. Now, these are some of your design criteria for Kaplan turbine. We calculate the area of flow at inlet and outlet, and the area of flow is given by pi by 4 d, the outer diameter, minus diameter of the boss. Okay. Now, this is used to calculate my discharge. My discharge is given by this area of flow into VF1. Okay. So this is a discharge, and the flow ratio and the speed ratio are same as in your Francis turbine, but the values of flow ratio and speed ratios are different. The equation is the same, but these values differ from that of Francis turbine. So with this, we come to the end of Kaplan turbine. Thank you.